says $500 cash or secured bond. And that is in fact what you're being held on. I checked on the jail website. So, all right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Good evening, Your Honor. This is the Spanish interpreter. I don't have any Spanish defendants on my list tonight.
That's correct. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your full name.
Cassandra James.
Ms. James, I am seeing you because you have some warrants out of Tucson City Court or for a couple of 2022 cases and a couple of 2023 cases. I do see that you were sentenced in your probation matter in Superior Court, and you should be released sometime in the next week or so, right? All right, so what I'm going to do with these cases so that you don't continue to be held is I'm going to release you on your promise to appear in court. All right, but you need to get to city court to take care of these so that you don't end up with a warrant and end up in trouble with your Superior Court probation.
Okay, yes, no, that wouldn't be a problem. I also have the HIT program. They're sistered with COPE and they're already on it and helping me too.
Okay, great. I'm glad you're connected with that. So I'm going to set your hearing in Tucson City Court for January 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you were to be in custody, that would be a non-transport review, but I expect you'll be out of custody, so that'll be the date that you need to show up to city court. I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, okay?
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're excused. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Sit right there. Missy Ball.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Angela Duvall Edwards.
Ms. Duval Edwards, I am seeing you this evening on some new charges out of Superior Court. They're for allegations from October 3rd of this year. There are 6 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. So I have reviewed all of the information provided, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond in lieu of no bond. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, given that she is in custody on other charges and serving a jail sentence at this time, I was just going to ask for a low bond. But I will defer to the court.
All right, it does look to me based on the allegations and the dates that I'm looking at that this is alleged to have occurred at the time that she was released on other felonies. So I'll honor the state's request for a $10,000 bond. That'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial, posted, monitoring, or treatment as directed by pretrial, and do not return to the incident location, which is QT. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 12th. Right. That's all, ma'am. You're excused.
Okay.
Good will. Five. Thank you. All right. And first. Get ready for me.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Mr. Antone, I'm seeing you this evening on a couple of different matters. You have a new charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. That's going to be handled out of Pima County Justice Court. And then you also have a petition to revoke your probation out of Tucson City Court. I'm going to read that to you now. It says that on October 29th of this year, you were adjudicated guilty of domestic violence, assault, drug paraphernalia, and failure to appear. You were placed on probation for 18 months, and you were given written conditions of probation. The court was petitioned to revoke your probation because there's reasonable cause to believe that you violated probation by failing to complete your CSM monitoring intake, failing to complete your domestic violence intake and treatment, and failing to complete your substance alcohol evaluation and treatment. I will enter denials of those allegations at this time. I am going to order that you be held on a $1,000 cash or secured bond. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You're going to have a hearing on this petition to revoke your probation in front of Judge Millian on December 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you were to post your bond, you would need to make sure you get to that hearing. If you're still in custody, that'll be a video hearing on the 17th. All right, and then 1 second. I think Judge Millian probably should not have signed there. I'm supposed to sign there, right?
Yeah, she'll, because it's her case. For the approbation.
Uh-huh.
She gets this before, she'll usually sign it.
Okay.
And then, like,
So do I need to do anything on here?
No.
No, okay, all right. All right, and then as to your new justice court case, the drug paraphernalia charge, I'm going to order that you be released on that one, but I'll note that you're in custody on the city court matter. We'll set your hearing in justice court on December 12th at 8:30 in the morning. So if you're still in custody, they'll take you to that hearing by video. If you're out of custody by that date, you need to get to Pima County Justice Court or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand, sir? All right, you're excused.
All right, sir. Out the door, down the stairs, sit with the males. Holden.
Good afternoon.
Get your full name, please.
Michael George Holden.
Mr. Holden, I am seeing you this evening on some warrants that you have. Let's see, so you have 2 out of justice court and 2 out of city court. The 2 for justice court are both for shoplifting, one from August 28th of 2024 and one from October 7th of 2024. And then your city court matters are criminal trespass from December 25th of 2024 and criminal trespass from December 30th of 2024. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So, sir, what's going on with you that you haven't been able to get to your court dates?
I've been in custody on this matter about 3 different times now. And the last time they held me here for like 4 days and then they transferred me down to Maricopa because I had felony warrants out of Maricopa. And they didn't take care of them last time I was in custody. They just took care of the Maricopa ones.
Right.
I was just in Maricopa being held on waiting for you guys to come pick me up, and it was only supposed to be for for 1 count of shoplifting. I don't know where the other ones just came up from, but I was just held in Maricopa from the 14th of this November to come up here.
Okay. So you're released on your Maricopa matter now?
Yes.
And are you
I
gonna
was only,
stay here in Tucson?
well, I'm on probation in Maricopa.
You're on probation, Maricopa. Okay.
I got put on probation in Maricopa. They sent me up to Maricopa the last time.
So where are you gonna go if you're released?
Well, I think I should go back to Maricopa because that's where I'm on probation at, right?
Okay.
But I haven't gotten any new charges since I've been put on probation. It's just these old charges. And I've already been incarcerated on these old charges a couple times now. I don't know why I keep coming back for these.
Well, because they're not getting taken care of.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I've been incarcerated on them a couple of different times now. That's what I'm saying. And they just keep transferring me from Maricopa to here, from here to Maricopa. Like, I don't know what I should do. If you're a hunter, like, should I stay out here?
So do you have somewhere to stay in Maricopa?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually, I have a place to stay out here too, if need be, but I'm on probation in Maricopa.
Right. It sounds like you should go back to Maricopa. But
And I kind of want to get back there before they violated my probation again, because I mean, I've been being held on these warrants in Maricopa now for 16 days. Just waiting to get back up here.
I'm gonna release you and I'm gonna give you court dates so you've got matters in city court and in justice court. So I'm gonna give you court dates for both of those. You're gonna get paperwork with all of that information on it before you leave. You need to make sure that if you can't make it to those hearings, that you call the courts and let them know, or find out if you can appear virtually from Maricopa, okay? So for your Tucson City Court matters, I'll order that you be released. That hearing is going to be on December 29th at 9:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have an address where you're going to be staying?
Maricopa,
Yeah.
it's five, wait, sorry, it's 4,800, 4,800 Glendale. It's 40th Street or 41st Street in Glendale. It's apartment F2 or 2043.
Okay, so 4,800 14th Street.
It's 48 or 4800, and it's on 41st Street.
41st.
41st Avenue, sorry, 41st Avenue, apartment F2043. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I just moved there.
Apartment F23.
2043.
2043. Okay, I think I've got it.
And that's Phoenix, Arizona.
Not Glendale?
No, it's on Glendale Avenue.
On Glendale.
Street. But it's Phoenix, Arizona.
Wait, is it Glendale Avenue or is it 41st Avenue?
It's on 41st and Glendale. Is
Okay. But the,
it's at the crossroads, but it's in Phoenix, Arizona.
but the address, would it be 4800 Glendale Avenue?
Yes. Sorry.
So 41st, I should get rid of.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a new address.
Okay, I think I've got it now. All right, so that is, so December 29th is your Tucson City Court date, and I'll release you on your justice court matters. And that hearing is on December 12th at 8:30 in the morning. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
great, you're welcome. You're excused.
You have a great day.
You too, good luck.
Thank you.
Burciaga?
Hey, give me just a second. All right, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Yandel Burciaga Mejia.
Mr. Burciaga Mejia, I'm seeing you this evening on some new charges of 2 counts of criminal damage, 3 counts of disorderly conduct, and 1 count of threats and intimidation. Those are all domestic violence offenses. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I am ordering that you do not return to the incident location and that you do not have any contact with the alleged victims. I understand you were residing there, so I'm going to put in my order that you can return one time with a law enforcement escort so that you can collect your personal belongings. So you would take my court order to the nearest police station and they will go with you to get your things, okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm also ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence and that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on January 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Sure.
All right, sir, that's all. You're excused.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the next person, Bustamante, he was unable to cooperate with us, get him.
Okay, all righty, we'll continue him to tomorrow.
Hey.
Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Samantha Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You have new charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and threats and intimidation. And then you've also got some other cases that you were in court in October for that are pending out of Tucson City Court, some of those being domestic violence offenses as well. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, ma'am, I'm going to order that you be held on a $1,000 bond. That'll be cash or secured. I order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, commit no acts of domestic violence, have no contact of any kind with any of the victims, do not go to their residence or back to the incident location. If you have possessions at any of the incident, either the incident location or any of the victims' residences, I'll put in my order that you could return one time with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to vacate the hearing that was scheduled for December 4th and instead set a hearing on December 10th at 1:30 in front of Judge Millian. If you're in custody, that'll be by video. If you post your bond, you need to make sure you get to that hearing or warrants can issue for your arrest. And that's all, ma'am. You're excused.
Wait, now,
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Ricky Lynn with them.
Ms. Witham, I am seeing you this evening on a charge of failure to comply with a court order. It's a domestic violence offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, ma'am, I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court, order that you commit no acts of domestic violence. I understand pretrial spoke with the alleged victim, and I know you guys both have active orders of protection against each other. He wants to have contact with you according to pretrial services, but I need to warn you that as long as you have active orders of protection against each other, you can't have contact or you risk getting arrested. You understand?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
I'm just going to order that you comply with any active orders of protection, okay? So I'm not making any new no contact orders. So if those orders of protection were to get dismissed, then you'd be free to have contact as far as I'm concerned, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on January 13th at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome. You're excused.
Go down the stairs, sit with the mess. Church, Matthews. Church. Down that base chair.
Sir, can I get your full name?
Matthew Greenwood Church.
Your church, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You have new charges of failure to register and failure to have a proper ID. And then you've got a couple of warrants, misdemeanor warrants that we'll get to next. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I reviewed all of the information provided, including the state's recommendation of a $5,000 bond. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, I'm asking the court to consider that Mr. Church is 51 years old and he's unhoused and unemployed. A quick look at his priors indicate that they are older and primarily out of state. I would ask for pretrial services release, given that he is assessed at a level 2 and this is a non-violent offense. However, if the court is inclined to impose a bond, I am just asking for something less than the state's recommendation, given his indigency.
All right, I will order a $1,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Order that you report to the Pima County Sheriff's Department ID unit within 2 working days following release from custody. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 12th. There's a city court warrant for criminal trespass from October 30th of 2024. On that matter, I'm going to order that you be released, but I'll note you're in custody on the felony. We'll set your hearing in city court on January 16th at 9 o'clock. If you're in custody, that'll be a non-transport review. If you're out of custody, you need to get to that hearing. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And then last, you have a warrant out of Yuma for driving on a suspended license. And when's his hearing in the Yuma case? Mm-mm. Church, yeah. Okay. 1 second, I just need to check on the hearing date for Yuma. On that one, I am going to order that you be released also, and I'll note that you're in custody on the felony. Order that you do not drive without a valid driver's license.
It's Monday for Friday.
Okay. Okay, so the hearing for Justice Court will be on December 16th at 1 p.m. And that is all, sir. You're excused.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
And Judge, before I guess we move forward, I know that Derek is a, co-defendant to someone later on. So if you were inclined to hold the co-defendant Valencia, I would ask for a sooner PH date on Derek if he's, even though he would be released.
Okay. Got it.
Anto? Go sit right here for me.
Sir, can I get your full name?
Yeah, so
Mr. Anton, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a warrant. It was just issued yesterday out of Pima County Superior Court for drug sales charges alleged to have occurred June 6th of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I reviewed all the information, including the state's recommendation of an $1,100 bond, and looks like he's already been arrested and released to pretrial services once previously and then didn't show up for his arraignment. Did defense want to be heard on that $1,100 recommendation?
Your Honor, if the court's not inclined to release him again to pretrial services, we are just asking for a low bond, and I think that is an appropriate amount.
All right, I'll order an $1,100 bond, cash or secured release to pretrial posted, monitoring or treatment as directed, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Arraignment is now scheduled for December 9th at 1:30. So if you were to post that bond, sir, you need to get to that hearing or another warrant will issue for your arrest. That is all. You're excused.
out the doors, sit downstairs with the mail. Derek, Zachary.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Zachary Derek.
Mr. Derek, I'm seeing you this evening on a charge of unlawful use of means of transportation. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is recommending that you be released to pretrial services, so that is what I will order. You need to make sure that you get in contact with them tomorrow. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs and no contact with your co-defendant. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 12th, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you do know when to get to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, that's all, sir. You're excused.
Yes, sir. Out the door, downstairs, sit with the mails. Mason.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Justin Antonio Mason.
It's for Mason. I am seeing you this evening on a few different matters. It looks like you've got a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court. So your warrant out of Superior Court is for drug charges. Let's see. That are alleged to have occurred September 18th of this year. And it looks like you were out of custody on other felony matters at the time. And so the state is asking for a $10,000 bond in lieu of no bond. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you have counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. All right, and it looks like there's a failure to appear warrant out of Superior Court with a $500 bond currently. All right, I'll hear from defense on the felony warrant.
Your Honor, if I may have a moment to speak with Mr. Mason.
Sure.
Sorry.
And just to kind of explain, you probably caught the procedural history, Judge. He was technically on release for the 4707 matter at the dates of offenses, but at the same time, he had I believe, a direct indictment that was pending that he didn't appear on, previously. But at the time of the offense, he was only, from what I can tell, on release for the 4707 matter.
Your Honor, Mr. Mason, I don't know if you just heard him, he apologized. He had some questions for me. I've explained to Mr. Mason that the state is asking for a bond in lieu of no bond. We reviewed his pending matters a bit. He is a bit stressed out at the moment because he needs to go to work, so he was hoping to be released to pretrial services. However, I advised him that it was likely that he would be held on bond this evening, given that the other option could possibly be being held on no bond. So that is where we are, Your Honor, and I am just asking the court to consider Mr. Mason's sincerity and the fact that he is employed, and this will affect his employment.
Well, Mr. Mason, just so you know, I'm also influencing my decision is the fact that I went through and looked at your city court matters, and you've got 3 pending matters and then 1 new matter. And for all 3 of those pending matters, the judge noted at your last hearing that you have never appeared out of custody on any of those matters, and they're asking for a $500 bond. So on the felony, I'm going to order a $1,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted, monitoring or treatment as directed. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Your arraignment is scheduled for December 9th at 1:30, and it looks like you've got other hearings scheduled in, you've got an arraignment in Superior Court tomorrow and a case management conference the following day on the 4th in Superior Court. So you're going to have hearings the 3rd, the 4th, and then the 9th in Superior Court on those 3 different pending felony matters that you have. As to your city court matters, I do on the new charge, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. On those matters, I'm going to order a $500 bond. That'll be cash or secured. Order that you not return to any incident location. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. If you are, I need a different video review date because he's in custody on the 9th at 1, or he's going to be in Superior Court on the 9th at 1:30. Yeah.
That doesn't change what's happening today. So please.
Or actually see them.
Maldonado. Hold on, I just need to get you a different date for your city court because it conflicts with your Superior Court.
So Mr. Mason is not.
Okay.
So please stop.
So
Like me several times, please.
we'll set the video review for December 16th at 1:45 for city court. If you were out of custody, you would need to get to city court on December 29th at 9:30 in the morning. That's all, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
McGuire.
Fire.
Right here.
Sir, can I get your full name?
McGuire.
Mr. McGuire, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of burglary in the 3rd degree, burglary tools and paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I've reviewed all the information provided, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond, and I see that there's a Department of Corrections hold for parole. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, I am just asking that you consider that Mr. McGuire is 29 and a longtime resident. It appears he maintains unemployment, although he is recently homeless, and pretrial services had suggested that there might be some mental health struggles. Given that he has a Department of Corrections hold, we are just asking for a bond.
I'll order a $2,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured and released to pretrial if posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Do not return to the incident location. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 12th. That's all, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Paul, Justin.
You're up downstairs, sleeping us.
You. Maybe sit down there.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Justin Daniel Paul.
Mr. Paul, I am seeing you this evening on a charge of criminal trespass in the first degree. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I have reviewed all of the information provided, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, I've seen a moment to speak with Mr. Paul.
And Judge, I'm pretty sure you're aware the nature of the fire and the nature of the allegations here is why the state recommended the bond that it did.
Is there any allegation that this involves a minor?
I don't believe so, Judge, but reasonable inferences can be drawn on, going into someone's home when they're there and not welcome. I'm pretty sure, they weren't friendly, intentions.
Your Honor, couple of things here. I don't necessarily agree with, that's probably obvious. I don't agree with what the state is sharing with you as far as drawing inferences. I think that's a little bit unfair here. Mr. Paul is a lifelong resident with housing that is actually separate from Mrs. Pratt. This is not a DV relationship, so that's something that we've cleared up here. He is employed and trial services was able to get in contact with his fiance. I do understand that he has one prior from 2009. However, he successfully completed probation. He's facing a class 6 at this time that could very well change in the process of negotiations or further investigation. I think that release to pretrial services is appropriate in this situation.
I guess I would ask counsel, I just wish that I had more information about whether or not this was a stranger to him or there was some kind of relationship, but obviously I don't want you to say anything that could be incriminating, but I feel like that could be helpful.
Sure. That is exactly what I asked Mr. Paul about. This is someone that he knows, but there is not a DV relationship. So this is someone that he is capable of staying away from. Again, he does not live with this person.
They don't live in like the same apartment complex. It's not a neighbor or anything like that.
Well, one moment. Your Honor, he lives in Benson. This occurred in Tucson, so it sounds like they're quite a distance from each other.
He lives where?
In Benson.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to order release to pretrial services, supervision, monitoring, or treatment as directed by them. I am ordering no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. Do not go to her residence, workplace, contact her on the phone, or any other form of contact. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 22nd. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So make sure you're in touch with pretrial and your attorney so you know when to get to court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your excuse, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Up the door downstairs with the mail, okay?
Trinidad.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Ellie Angelis Trinidad Medina.
Ms. Trinidad Medina, I am seeing you this evening on a charge of aggravated assault. It's a domestic violence offense. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint. Should there be an attorney appointed? There's not one on here. It's a Green Valley case. PD, okay. So I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is recommending that I release you to pretrial services, so that's what I'm gonna order. You need to make sure that you get in contact with them tomorrow. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them. I'm ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence and that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, your sister, at this time. You have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for December 22nd in Green Valley. It is possible that that hearing will not happen on that date, that you may get a hearing at a later date. So make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court. You understand? All right.
Downstairs with the hands.
Urabe.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Victor Hugo Uribe Jr.
Mr. Uribe, I am seeing you this evening because you have a warrant out of Superior Court for charges of dangerous drug possession, narcotic drug possession for sale, and drug paraphernalia possession. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint Sarah Wright to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I have reviewed all of the information provided, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond in lieu of no bond, and note that there are both probation and failure to appear bonds, no bond and failure to appear bonds set out of Superior Court as well. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, I'm just asking the court to consider he is 26 and a long-time resident. Child Services was able to verify some support. However, given the probation hold, my intention was to ask for a low bond, but ultimately we'll defer to the court.
I'll order a $5,000 bond, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted, monitoring or treatment, no alcohol, no firearms or weapons, no illegal drugs. And arraignment is scheduled for December 9th at 1:30.
I was supposed to have a pre-trial conference for this case.
Then, let's see. Yeah, you'll be seen. I don't know when you're going to be seen on your probation violation and your failure to appear on the other cases that you have out of Superior Court. I would guess you'll be seen sometime the next week, but I don't have a date on that yet.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Valencia.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Christina Valencia.
Ms. Valencia, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of theft of means of transportation, and 5 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. And you have counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I have reviewed all of the information provided, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond. And I see that she's on felony probation currently, no probation hold yet, but I would guess one is coming. I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, I'm asking you to consider Mrs. Valencia is 30 and a lifelong resident. She's currently unemployed. It appears that she has a couple of priors, but not a lengthy criminal history. This was a non-violent event. I did also note that it's possible that she's on probation. However, that is not a hold. I am just asking the court, if the court is not likely to release her to pretrial services, that we impose a low bond given her indigency.
I am gonna order a $10,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial, posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact with the co-defendant, do not return to the incident location, and preliminary hearing date is scheduled for December 12th. That's all, ma'am. Your excuse.
I'll talk to you in a second. He's not leave.
Yes. Walker, Nicholas. Yeah.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Nicholas Thomas Walker.
Mr. Walker, I'm seeing you this evening on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint Andrew James Ross to represent you. Counsel, do you want his phone number to write down?
I'm sure.
It's 520-449-8446. Oh, lost him. Got you back. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you.
Okay. All right. So let's see. 449-8446. The state is asking for a no bond hold. Looks like Mr. Walker was on release to pretrial services at the time of this allegation. So I'm gonna, did defense want to be heard on that at all, or?
May I have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Walker briefly?
Sure.
You asked me for the date because you said his primary hearing was that date on spring night.
Yeah.
So it's better.
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Right, Your Honor, we're just need to know here date.
Okay. So I will order that Mr. Walker be held without bond. No bond hearing will be on December 8th at 2:30. Okay. Really? No, because arraignments are at 1:30. Okay, Miss Catalisa, I guess I'm being told that they've changed the no bond time to 1:30.
That's correct, Your Honor. There was a very recent switch where the 2:30 calendar has now been moved up to the 1:30 starting, I think it was this week.
Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll put it down for 1:30 then.
Right.
All right, thanks, everybody. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
And the